Hello everybody and welcome to this amazing day. Myself, Tobi Wan Kenobi, will be here for Cyber Gamer TV all by my little lonesome today, but luckily I have four awesome teams. They're the ones who are going to shoutcast and they're going to be the ones keeping me company. We have DTS going up against what was formerly known as LOST.eu, they're now known as the Browning Potatoes, and we're going to jump ourselves straight into the game so you don't have to look at my ugly mug anymore, and this is where we are. So 6.69C is our version. That is still what the Farm4Fame is being played on for this round. I believe once we hit the semi-finals, then it will all change over. But yes, this is the Farm4Fame. Quarterfinals, I think we're actually playing for this one for the tournament, the 3.1 tournament. Semi-finals is where they end up if they win this match. So there's both of the quarterfinal matches being played today. So Tobi Wan Raging Alone comes out from Mr. Dota. You are quite correct. I really love your name too. We're going to have to have a remake. By the looks of it, the YTV didn't come up. And at this point, I also want to give a big shout out there to Vlad, who are shoutcasting in Russian for this match. And also, oh no, we actually screwed something else up. Nope, we're going to have a different remake. So we're going to jump back to my ugly mug. Well done, well done. But nice try. He's doing our German shoutcast for today, as well as Vlad doing our Russian stream for today. So, well, it just proves that Dota is a worldwide phenomenon. 3 different languages for 2 matches in a quarterfinal of a competition. Of course, these matches should be freaking awesome. But yeah. So we'll jump ourselves in. We actually just run ourselves through who's actually in what as well, aka names, people in teams. We can jump through this a little bit later, but they're going to come up on our stream anyway. So the Space Ranger, I have been told, is Ducky. He is the captain for the Browning Potatoes, also known as LOST.eu, or LOST.eu now known as the Browning Potatoes. We have a Santa, who is Sanya, and Baby Knight, Sony, and Nino. They're all in there. They're all playing under different tags. So there's like a tag, there's a competitor tag in there. There's a lot of tags. DTS, we're still missing a couple of people from the game. So Baby Knight is currently asking me a question. I didn't actually read what the question is. So just type hi to him at least. NSG and Dread are the only guys in the Sentinel team for the moment. Gotta give a big shout out to Baby Knight for actually speaking to me in the chat instead of like going, who's that guy in the spectators? Like, I don't know, just leave him there. We don't need to speak to him. He's great. Let's move on. So we've still got a couple of guys to get ourselves in here. People calling out the 720 stream. By the way, guys, I will let you know about this now. Cyber Gamer TV, we are looking to improve it all up. I'm looking to actually get a pretty sweet laptop from MSI a little bit later on. Once they actually get released, we had a prototype here just the other day playing around with it. But hopefully we will actually have the new beast of a laptop, 16 gig worth of memory on it. Yeah. It's going to be freaking awesome. Until then, I have this lovely little girl here who will take care of the rest of it. Yeah, my MSI GT740 is taking care of 360 streams at the moment. But yeah, need the beast of a laptop before I can really kick off the rest of it. And that way I can take it anywhere we want to. SMM 2011, I think we'll have a full HD stream running through 2 solid-state hard drives. Sounds like a plan. Also, the website is being updated as well. If you haven't checked it out, go to cybergamertv.com. That's literally my new home now. So that's where the stream is. The chat will be there as well. So if you're on there and you're actually signed up, well done, guys. Well done. There's even a buddy system. You can do everything else. There's forums. You can post up on that if you want to. Let me know about an upcoming shoutcast you want to have done. That's the place to do it. Want a random thing to post up about? That's the place to do it. But yeah, so check all that out, as well as the YouTube channel as well. Cyber Gamer Network. That's where I host up all the YouTubes, all the VODs, that is. You will actually have them put into playlists a little bit later and then put up on the Cyber Gamer TV website, so you can check it out from there. Or you can just subscribe to the YouTube channel, at which point you get notices when each part gets uploaded. Still not doing it in full lots there, and people saying, oh, but you can upload it and do all like, wow, there's zoom out mode on this one. Way. That's actually quite disturbing. But yes, it's just a long, long way away from the action. But yes, so check it all out. Obviously, they're still being put into parts. We did put in for partnership with YouTube. We just have to wait for that to happen before it goes into the full things. That way we can start putting a little bit more money back into the website. Obviously, any money which actually comes from the YouTube gets put straight back into the website. So a lot of money's gone into it so far. But yeah, it's looking pretty good for now. And what is also going to look good for now is actually jumping ourselves into the game, which is now up. So hopefully the Wild TV stream is all working and we're going to have an absolutely fantastic time this evening. And, yes. Didn't really think of another thing to actually say to finish that one off. Anyway, DTS currently banning out Batrider as well as our ES. I want to actually move ourselves down. I feel so, like, far away from the action when it's up that high. It's like, yes, now we're in close. We can see the details. The Space Ranger, he is Ducky, the captain for the Scourge side. Banning out Clockwork Goblin as well as Visage. So, taking out our generally baby sat hero for the tri-lane, now Visage. Obviously does have that beautiful nuke and you throw in 2 supports with him. It's all fun and games. Clockwork Goblin, also a hero that's been creating a lot of issues of late. Well, mainly for his ganking ability. Obviously, know his ability to actually hook himself straight in there and then pop down the cogs if they're used properly. Sometimes it's absolutely horrendous. And blocks out your entire team and then ends up just screwing off a couple of your teammates. Same with ES Fissure. Sometimes they can just go, oh no, didn't mean to put that there. Facepalm! And then just try it all over again. Morphling also banned out by NS. Thank God for that. Seeing a shotgun Morphling coming out at 15 minutes and the game being over by 30 is not exactly something we want to see here. This is DTS versus the Browning Potatoes, also known as LOST.eu, and it went for 15 minutes because the shotgun Morphling finished it off. Yeah, not too cool. Not too good. Ava, hello to you, dude. And hello to all of Brazil is his shout out. So, great to have you there. And Toby, the camera is too low. Yeah, I know. Oh, thank you. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Well done, Killjoy. He's killing my camera angle. Oh, snap. You can never have it too low. It's just like, even then, like, you just look at the details. This is a pretty screwed up way of actually looking at a team fight, but imagine just a team fight going on like that. Looks pretty awesome. But as far as what we do for a shoutcast, we actually want to see something, so we use our above view. VS actually being banned out as well now. Looks like Ducky removed that. We are into the picks. If you hadn't noticed, up on the top right hand corner of your screen, you can actually see the captain's mode there. Thank you very much for IceFrog for building that in about a lot of versions ago. So, damn you, zoom mode. Alright, we're going to be watching a lot of the match with zoom mode at this one. I hope they never turn this one on again. It's just so freaking weird. Pug to actually avoid the ban pool has been picked up as the first pick by DTS. So they had 1. Now we're going to actually have 2. Oh, hang on. Holy Master's got a plan. He's going to restart everything. And we'll give One TV one last chance. I don't want to actually. So Wild TV is actually not working right now, which is not a very, very good thing. If that's actually happened, then I have a very, very Vilat and Toby. Oh yeah, Vilat gets to be in the game. Awesome. I haven't had a chat to him yet. Actually, I've never actually spoken a word to him, I don't think. Should do that one day. On the to-do list. Alchemist picked up as our first pick. Poor Nice Try. He was supposed to be doing a German stream, so obviously he'll be going off one of our streams. Alright, Alchemist has been picked up as our first pick, as well as a Windrunner coming out for DTS. Now, Alchemist has been one of those guys that has been made his way into the first 3 bans. Now, obviously, I always class the first 3 bans as just one of those areas where if you have something that you never ever want to see, you throw it into there. Or if you have a respect ban, you throw it into there. Alchemist is one of those heroes that has been played in so many different ways, and generally carries like an absolute bastard later on in the game, that he just makes it into those first 3. No one wants to see him, no one wants to play against him. It's just like one of those things that's just OP at one point of the game if he gets a good start, but even then if he doesn't get a good start, you've got the Goblin's Greed to get you back on top of it as well. So it doesn't really matter too much in the end if he gets stuffed up on a lane. He'll still farm up, he'll still get his items up, and then he's very, very hard to actually stop. Because if he gets farmed up straight off the cuff, you have an early Radiance off the back of a Vanguard, and then all of a sudden you're there going, I can't kill this guy, and he's still burning me with his own eyes. So it's like, yeah, what am I going to do? DTS are going to pick up Crystal Maiden. An aggressive hero of late, has always been some, like, it's not just a main supportive hero, like throw down a ward, lay down a frost, put out a stun, let it go, use your ulti to push a wave. It's a long, long time ago I did that, and that's when I was back in the noob days. But yeah, Crystal Maiden these days is very, very aggressive. Will jump in front of heroes, throw down the frost cone, and with that buff to a Frost Nova, literally has had the aura nerfed slightly, but man, it's still a freaking awesome aura. But for the Frost Nova, it does so much more damage than it did before, and it's a long, slow duration too. So it's great for early ganks. The slow heroes down do mass damage to AoE as well, and then of course you got the Pugna Blast on top of it, and well, that's all going to end up pretty nicely as well, especially in those team fights. If DTS decide to go for a bit of an AoE build, where if you look towards the Scourge build with Browning Potatoes, so weird to call them that instead of LOST.eu. With the Windrunner, good focus fire off the back of that. Obviously, focus fire even being her ultimate ability. But managing about the Shackle Shot and the Power Shot. Shackle, holding in place, Power Shot right over the top, take out all their life, and then just basically just focus them down after that point. Alchemist also the same thing. Obviously, as he's stun over the back of it, does have the Toxic Spray which comes out, which is a good AoE pusher as well as damager, and look for that to really hit up. And then of course the Chemical Rage, I don't even need to explain to you guys because you guys know what you're doing. And we're actually going to look at DTS's third pick now. I like DTS's third pick for the main reason is Venomancer. Now Venomancer we got shown in a match the other night, which ended in 20 minutes. Just how strong a solo Venomancer is. Now, Venomancer ripped Windrunner to pieces. It was a top Venomancer on the top on the Scourge lane, and it was a Windrunner for the Sentinel. And Veno literally held the ground perfectly. He has just in his first ability, he has on the back of his normal attack, it does damage and slow. It's like having a permanent Frost Nova going off. It'll just keep on DPSing down and then continue to slow. And you can just be aggressive, you can be harassive and just go straight over the top and get, you know what, I don't even care at this creep wave, I'll just hit you and you'll be forced to move back. And because Windrunner is so squishy early on in the game too, it's very, very hard to actually go, oh crap, now I'm going to just die off here on the edge. Great. Yeah. So it's not a really, really cool lane to actually go up against. And maybe that's why NS has picked it up. We do see Ducky come back with the Shadow Fiend. So Shadow Fiend looking to solo up the middle lane. How these lanes are going to actually work from here will be very, very interesting. Wish Doctor banned out by NS, as well as Razor being banned by the Scourge. Razor actually would have been a perfect pick for DTS, so Ducky just removing that one out, because DTS still need that tank ability. Like, they got enough DPS and push to, yeah, they'd be very, very happy with what they've got. They need stability now, and Razor would have still been a lot of DPS as well as stability, so he's gone. And of course, Witch Doctor being banned, great support hero. Still have to get a couple of those up. See, with CM, Witch Doctor, ES, and VS all taken out of the pool, you've lost 4 of the most popular. And there's our 5th most popular support hero. Lich has now been removed. This is very, very mean here by NS to actually move it out. Actually, Riverland puts down a very, very good point here. There is still no Doom or Invoker yet. Don't know if we're actually going to see him in this game though. Doom possibility. We'll wait and see. As far as mid-solos go, Doom I don't think he's going to be having a great time against SF because he's just going to get his ass harassed down. And as far as like disabling anybody with his ultimate, sure it'll do damage, but yeah, it's good, but yeah, how it actually works into this lineup, I would need Syndron or Slash to explain. For me, I just go, maybe not a Doombringer. Doombringer at the moment wouldn't really fit in perfectly for him. Still want to see the tank ability. I don't even think DK has been picked out a little bit. Puck is actually going to be the pickup for NS. Managed to avoid the ban pool with, looks like you hate zoom mode so much. Yes, it looks so far away from the action. Vilar likes it, and it's fair enough. With zoom mode, you can actually see all the action on your screen, and it's really, really cool. As far as the intensity goes, it feels so weird, just so removed out of it. And you made a Polydotally, it actually wants zoom mode by the sounds of it. So, right, what the community wants, the community gets. Well, the result is Farm4Fame will use it. Okay, so Dro Ranger is our 5th and final ban from Ducky. He does pick up Jakiro now. Jakiro's been the twin-headed dragon. Dusa, oh, NS, beautiful. Agi carry. He will be he will be actually basically, yeah, supported. We'll have Venomancer, Pugna, CM, Puck, and as well as our Medusa. It'll be interesting to see if they actually solo Puck or if they solo Venomancer. It can work both ways. Still, we might see Pugna and CM actually support Medusa. It's going to be one of the ways it actually goes. And looks like everyone's actually starting to leave the game, so we're going to see a bit of a remake here. And our last pick is actually Shen. Shen comes up as the last pick, so the lineup will be Alchemist, Windrunner, SF, Jakira, and Shen for the Scourge. So with that, jump ourselves back here. Hi boys and girls, we're back again. So it's only taken us 15 minutes to get to this point, so for everyone who's watching the VODs, Part 2 is where the game starts, or thereabouts. So Zoom mode rocks is the word. Just feels so, yeah, I don't know. What the community wants, the community gets. That's what we're all about. Just got to shove the window down a little bit there too. Game is rehosted. And we'll get ourselves back in again. Alright, so we'll see if YTV is actually going to work for us this time. Screw YTV. All the Shoutcasts I have been seeing crashing. What? Really? Oh, yes. Yeah, it crashes in every single freaking Shoutcast. That's why I've actually gone to a lot of the admins and gone, you know what? Please put me in the game because I don't trust YTV. Like, sometimes it works beautifully, a lot of the time it doesn't. And to actually hinge the back of a Shoutcast, like if NYM versus Shift actually went through to 70 minutes and then the YTV stream crashed about 5 minutes before the game was about to end, I've actually been in that position before and cried. Cried on stream. It was, yeah, I was not happy. I was not happy at all. Alright, so we will reload ourselves into this game in just a moment. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Actually, Light Deucer, NSCM, Dread, Venom, Trilane. Let's see how we go. So we're going to go Deucer, CM, Veno, Trilane, you think? It's possible. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. We'll check it out. Had a bit of a swap over. For some reason, Baby Nice deciding he wants to now play for the DTS side. Which could be a bit of a problem. While AA actually sits there on the Scourge side. So Baby Night needs to swap. And then we can get our last player in, which would be Holding Master, to try the YTV stream one more time. If it doesn't work, we will have a rehost, and then you will find ourselves. I think it like now. Yeah, you can switch. If it doesn't work, then we'll find a rehost, and Vlad will come and join me in the game. So a big shout out there to anybody who is listening to the English stream, who generally listens to the Russian stream with Vlad. Obviously, if you listen to Vlad. Simple way of putting it. So yes, big shout out to him for actually doing what he does as well. It is really, really good that there's just so many people out there shoutcasting right now. And a good thing that everyone's actually also joining me as well. So 1,600 people currently on the live stream here. Big shout out to everybody there, as well as Ghosty Gamers for letting me post up now. I have access to actually post up now, as well as actually having the embed stream up on the Farm4Fame. Thank you very much to all the admins that are actually there. So it is great to see the support coming out from the leagues as well to the coverage, which the Shoutcasters do pump out. So big thank you for that. So we actually are loading ourselves into the game right now. So I want to check. So off we go, and into the game we go. So let's hope we all go off without a hitch and the YTV stream works. If not, we'll be having a bit of a rehost. But for now, we are off and running. So 0 apiece. And the callers is working, so we're good to go. It will go into AP mode, and Nino wants a shout out to himself. Well done. Shout out to Blow Me and JP. All right, so off we go. Let's see who's playing what here. For Brownie Potatoes, heading straight towards the bottom lane is 3 heroes. We will actually have, well, Sunny's going to head down as Alchemist. Baby Knight will playing as our SF. Space Ranger, that is Ducky, playing as our twin-headed dragon. And Sanya Bandit will be playing as Windrunner. That's 4 heroes heading towards the bot. And Shen is heading up towards his own neutrals. And it looks like he'll be going the way of the mid. And a bit of a scout around. The Vulture, the Crow already up from Brownie Potatoes. Just having a bit of a check around inside the neutrals and checking out if anybody is going to be moving down. Actually, no, he's just going to check the ward and sit there in a nice spot. Now he's moving himself across. Bit of spiking on the stream. Hope it's not going to be too bad. He jumps straight over the top and instantly the Vulture just heading himself back there. So Venomancer heading down the bottom lane. Dread playing as the Venomancer, joined by NS as the CM. Looks like you called it correctly. G is the Deucer. The Courier going in once again. Shield goes off, but in comes the stun already. Right on top of NS. The Scourge team have arrived. Still lagging up massively on the stream for myself. But now Puck, illusion orbing over the top, brings down Alchemist. Not before CM actually goes down, but Light just claimed the first blood from this one. Jakiro trying to fall back. The Mystic's sake, it will bounce. Will get the kill. Light gets a double kill now with Ducky going down. Shackle will hold the VS in... VS, the Venomancer in place, but it is a 2-1 in the first game, and well, Ducky doesn't want to waste any time. He's already saving the game. 2-1. Yeah, it's, by the way, guys, it's actually not the stream that's lagging, it's actually myself. This is always a problem when you do actually trying to connect into European matches, and I'm guessing the international pipe's just having a bit of a hard time with that one, but hopefully it'll start to settle itself down. Alright, so now that everyone has started to settle themselves down, we'll look into the lanes of where everyone's going to go. So Baby Knight is going to join up towards the middle lane, Shen heading up, that's Shen heading up towards the top there, so Nino, the newest lineup player in the lineup. We want to put all the words correctly. Going up there, Space Ranger heading towards that middle lane. Wow, that is really starting to spike for me, which is not cool at all. Bottom lane will be Windrunner, Bandit by himself, unless he does get a bit of support. Jakiro is actually going to stick there in the midsection for the moment. Or Jakiro, not Jakira, Jakiro. Yeah, so Venomancer will be on the bottom lane, so Dread, Dusa, CM appears to go for a bit of a wander. Still harassing that courier down. Damn, that courier's been everywhere from Nino. So yes, no matter what happens, I'm going to use this courier to scout. I'm going to check the runes. I'm going to do everything we need to do. CM's actually got the haste rune from the top lane, so there's our first second rune for that. Our 0-second rune. And see Blackett, yes, I do realise it's lagging. That's actually just me in the game. That's not anything else. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do about that one, apart from tunneling the host, which we will have to do in our next game. So Puck and Alchemist having a go at the top. Wow, spiking something chronic at the moment. Alright, we'll just give us a sec and we'll see if we can just tunnel the host up. So we will be losing vision for just a moment.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, the host is tunneled, but that's literally all I can do for now. Hopefully she doesn't actually go any worse, but Paul's coming out from double A. Yes, he needs a second as well. See if we can actually get my ping to the server. Should be interesting. Generally, if it's actually like 400, it's actually okay. But if it goes above that, that's when we generally seem to have a couple of issues. So, yeah. All about going through greener right now. So, sorry, G. Oh, sorry, G. Alright, so we're going to go and get ourselves back in this game. So it is 2-1 right now. As we run ourselves back in again, let's check out as Puck and Jakira just having a bit of fun up here on the top lane. Oh, in comes Shen just at the right time, lagging over the top, and Light just managed to get himself out of trouble. And that's why Puck generally goes solo lane. You throw Light up there into the solo lane, and he doesn't really have to worry too much because he does actually have that illusionary orb, and then he can just either jaunt to the back of it and get himself out of trouble on that top. And of course, Shen want to try and come through and actually get that stomp off, but phase shift does protect you when that happens. Looks like Windrunner, and there's what I talked about. Windrunner's going to get killed on the bottom lane. Banter. It is Santa being caught into the back area. Look for the Frost. Actually going to try and put it on the back of Venomancer. Dread does get the last kill there. So they'll be quite happy with that one. And it's not even just a harassment that's just coming out from VS. It's actually the entire tri lane there. It's just so much. Venomancer was a great harasser early on, and it just allows Deucer to free farm that bottom lane very, very easily. Top lane getting nailed pretty hard right now. Nino's going to just send down a Furbolg there. Wants to get a stun off on Light, at least one hit to try and stop that healing salve from actually going off. Actually now does get the hit off, and will probably lose that Furbolg for doing so. No, it's just enough life for actually fall back there. And yep, so we do actually have Jakira falling back. By the way, guys, if you're actually wondering why the Russian stream is actually going to be a higher quality than mine, that's just because I'm on Australian internet. It's the only reason. It's the only reason. Yeah, so I'm going to throw that one out there. Venomancer throws down a sentry ward. Don't know if it's actually going for de-warding there. So a little bit interesting there from Dread to throw that guy out. So he's just having a bit of a check. He's got his own sentry wards up on the side there, so making sure there's no vision whatsoever of him pulling this one off, or any vision at all for a gank on the side. Doesn't have his own ward up, actually keeping the watch actually there. So well, we have Ducky's ward there, and NS's ward watching the Windrunner's movement. So CM can keep permanent tabs there on the Windrunner. And while that happens, Deucer is still free farming on that bottom lane. Probably just going to keep on farming until she, well, gets pressured enough to have to buy up more items. They got boots, slippers, agility, bottle being run on her as well. Almost up to level 6 that Deucer is. Windrunner now moving himself in towards that bottom, and we'll pick up the invis rune. Nothing they can do about that one. And actually doesn't even bottle it because he has no bottle, so just use it the old-fashioned way. Shen moving back on the top lane now as we have already lost that tier 1 tower on the top lane. So there is enough support and pressure to actually push out this top lane as much as they want to. While it's happening, they're still going to be careful though. Like that tri lane is having a great old time up on the top, and they're getting a lot of farming, a lot of pressure put up there. But Deucer is still free farming this bottom lane with Venomancer there too. And when Venomancer decides to actually, well, Plague Wards, they are at level 1 by the looks of it at the moment. Once they get up to level 2, level 3, level 4, you can literally just lock it all down. And even then, use them now, as they're doing, to push out this bottom lane. And they'll claim this tier 1 tower very easily. Windrunner can't stop this one. This creep wave will die pretty fast as well. As like even just the Vibe Strike coming right over the top there, wants to try and get rid of everything. Mystic Snake helps out. And now they can actually destroy the tower. And while the tower actually, even then, tier 2 tower on the top lane is actually getting killed here. So there's a bottom lane push to a top lane push. Bottom lane push taking a little bit longer to do so, but Deucer is now up to level 6. And now Frost goes out on Band. He's going to be careful. Plague Ward, Mystic Snake will bounce out as well. It will bounce, actually hit off Jakira. No, it won't. He'll be actually fine, and the Creep Wave will actually push through, but still drops Windrunner down to a B-stick of HP. He can't get too close to that one. And if Venomancer had an ulti, that battle would have gone completely differently, but he's only up to level 3 right now. We're only 5 minutes and a bit into this game, so you can't really ask too much of it right now as the boys just rotate themselves around. Barbical items, so boots for both CM as well as Veno. They want to be on those front lines. They want to be moving nice and fast. SF still free farming up that mid lane. Up to 1,400 gold on the back of him too. Interesting to see what type of item build he does go at the moment with slippers and boots. And running that bottle. Still got the healing salve on top of him. Mystic Snake bouncing off once again, and that's what you'll be really careful of, Windrunner. He will be forced to run all the way back right now. Can't stay close enough. It's just a great pusher. It's a great harassment too. Oh, CM picks up an illusion rune. Might see a bit of a pressure on the mid here. G's actually lagging up right now, which is not a good thing. Save game did actually happen just after the first blood. There's been nothing since then. We've seen 3 towers being pushed since then, so maybe a save game after that one. Please tell me he's saving is the question from Holy Master. Because if he's not, it means we're just lost a little bit. Not going to drop is the call from DTS, so that is it. Now I'm going to lag up as I try and save. Hey, that's what it's all about. So 3-1 is where we're currently sitting. And there's a save game at 6:15. So we hopefully shouldn't lose anything right now. So I'll see him actually just using that illusion rune to actually farm up a little bit more. So DTS making the most of their neutrals right now. Deuce is still free farming up in that bottom lane. Completed Ring of Basilius. Only 500 gold in the back of him at the moment, but has completed treads. Would hope to expect a little bit more from him in a little bit later on in the game. 15 minutes, hopefully we'll actually have our Lincoln Sphere up on top of him, and then just nothing but damage I'd like to see after that point. Obviously Deuce will be that massive strength through the battles, but also has to be the massive DPS that comes out too, so you got to think twice about engaging her. TP is coming towards the mid, so SF will actually join up with Shen right now. One Razor does hit Pugnu, who's already on the retreat. Well placed Razor as well, coming out from Baby Knight. He does love playing that SF. Tier 1 tower down, so G can push in a little bit closer right now and give a bit of harassment to the Windrunner. Windrunner actually taking the first hit from the Mystic Snake. Not going to be too concerned about actually taking the first hit, even though it does take off half of his HP right now. But the fact that it was actually a second or a third, it would actually end up a hell of a lot worse, as Light actually manages to get a kill up on the top lane. Didn't even see that one coming, but I don't think Sunny did either, as Light managed to actually solo him up there. That would have actually taken an ulti as well as a couple more to actually do. Yep, considering the mana he's actually got left on him, that is definitely what's happened. So Baby Knight walking back from the mid lane, did push it a little bit too far, doesn't want to actually go too far over that river. He's already got himself a good start right now. Trade's completed on him as well as Slippers. Venomancer pulling once again. Deucer farming once again. In fact, if anything, you go so bring up the CS score very, very quickly right now. as we want to compare SF as well as Dusa, the two Agi carries. So SF, or Dusa, we have walking around with 41 for 16. Windrunner's in that same lane at 6 for 2, which isn't going to help him. But Baby Knight, 44 for 21. So as far as CS scores goes, there's not a hell of a lot of difference. It's all going to come from the kills, which is looking to actually even then just the tower push has got extra money from that one in the hands of the Scourge. But as far as like levels go, a lot of that is going to actually come from, well, one map control with the towers, and two from also getting a couple of the kills off. So CM now walking himself up. Baby Knight will have a bit of a look around. Frost goes off. Let's try and slow down the attack here. Alchemist lost vision for a second, but now it is back, and he will get the hit there on NS. Didn't actually get the full charge off on that stun, but it will still be enough to harass him back. More support going to come in, so Pugner, blast goes off, manages to bring down one of Shen's creeps there, but Baby Knight gets the last hit in the tower, so he's going to be very, very happy. Up to 1,700 gold for him now. So replenishing that gold he spent on the treads. A couple of razors too, so give himself an extra 100 gold for doing so. While it's happening, Light's still free farming up the top lane. He'll be trying to get up towards his Blink Dagger as fast as he possibly can. And guys in the stream, I apologise if things are going horrendously wrong for you right now. You should try commentating with the spiking as well. It's not a cool thing. So yeah, rolling ourselves out. 4-2 is where we're currently sitting. Well, actually, just for a moment, guys, I'm going to drop the quality of the stream, so hopefully it'll actually free up a little bit of the internet. Decrepify going off on SF. Does get harassed with Venomancer coming from the side. Puck with the Warring Rift, and there goes Baby Knight's hard-earned gold. Right out the window. 3 heroes to actually do so, but they do get the gank on the mid, so that does make it 5-2 right now. And guys, the stream will drop for a second, but we'll be back in just a moment. So the stream should be back up again. We'll see if the lag is actually going to continue. It's possibly just my connection to the server. It's not actually the net on my end, so it's actually nothing I can do about it. But the stream should have actually dropped a little bit lower. All right, so let's have a bit of a look down towards the bottom lane. Deuce is still pushing back this Windrunner up to level 5 now, so almost got the focus fire. And wow, that actually did I say it improved, but it didn't. Wards up in the mid lane, so there goes our tier 1 tower in the mid. Pugner is on the front line, so almost 1,000 gold. So I hope he's going to complete his Aghanim Scepter as fast as he possibly can. Obviously, his ability for Drain is just so damn freaking OP. Puck going to come in for the bottom lane. Windrunner should get caught out right now if he didn't move too close to the tower. So Puck just rotating himself around to the other side. There was no ward watching that, or there's a DTS ward watching the movement. Windrunner just sensing the Puck is missing from that mid lane. Pushes back a little bit further, using Power Shot to farm up wherever he can. Puck has now rejoined the mid lane there, just watching Shen move around in that mid lane. SF over the river once again. You've got to be careful every single time you do that one. Light might try and make a maneuver over it again. He's going to be careful that Invis Rune is starting to wear out, so he'll move himself down so he can't get spotted by the creep wave and still keep it in the minds of the Brownie Potatoes. That is the old, well, used to be known as LOST.eu, of what is actually happening and where he is actually. Shen just spots him right now outside the Ancient Neutrals, outside the Roche pit. Deuce is still trying to push on that bottom lane. So now G just trying to keep up whatever pressure he can on that bot. Windrunner and Bandit just going at each other. Mystic Snake bounces off. Waiting for the maneuver, and should just keep the creep farm actually going for the moment. Jakiro pushing up on the top. I would say this is an action-packed match, but at the moment both teams are not wanting to make any mistakes. They're just pushing out the different lanes. It's more a battle of map position in this game. It's not really one of those games where you go, oh my god, let's get so many ganks on right now. The AoE battles later on will definitely start to kick off, but we need everybody up to level 6 before that happens. Venomancer has actually hit that now. Puts up a ward for vision across the bottom rune. But once we hit level 6, everything should hit the fan. Pugner is up to level 8, just pushing out this mid lane a little bit further. Someone's got to apply the pressure a little bit more. Goblin Zeppelin just flying in right now. Wants to drop off a couple of mines, just a belt as well as a ring. So there goes the threesome team. Pugner, CM and Veno heading up towards the top. Probably going to try and do something about this Alchemist, who is still trying to farm up right now. Vitality booster, phase boost, and Ring of Basilius on top of him. So look at that Goblin Screen. Only level 1 for the moment, but still keep an eye out for that one. And of course, you do have Light, who can initiate so damn easily, and an Invis rune up his sleeve too. So he can initiate, and if not near a tower, he can get himself back very, very nicely. Illusory Orb just flying over the top. Actually in good position for the Orb too. Just gave vision on the top as well as the bottom, so we can actually see where anybody is going. And Venomancer actually instantly drops the ward, exposes Shen, as well as everybody behind. Pugna coming up for the backside. Thought about actually putting off a bit of a blast. Decides against it, especially with SF around there, so was not worth it. War's just being put up here. SF's not going to be too concerned about that one. They're literally gold for him, so more money coming into the bank accounts of SF. He is being kept tabs on those, so we can be careful. And even then, you do have the support of the rest of your team, so not too concerned. So 4 heroes against 4 heroes up on the top. Deuce is still free farming up that bottom lane for DTS. That's the more concerning thing. Actually, more concerning thing is now the initiation. Looks to come across. Puck illusory orbing over the top there. SF gets himself around, but he is to crep fight and blasted off. So drops about a fifth of his HP down. Not too much in the case of SF, considering he's got that bottle. So just pops a charge and he's almost back to full HP. Still, this push wants to come from DTS. They're committing a lot of heroes to actually keep doing this one while the mid's going unchecked. Deuce is free farming that bot. Well, actually, no, he's not. We do actually have Santa down there. Try and slow him down. But Deuce with farm on him is not a good thing, and SF being forced to stay up here on the top lane for as long as he is, that's definitely not a good thing. So now look to actually push out. Puck has a bit of a crack, just attacking the Ursa Furbolgs as much as he can, just shifting himself around towards that top lane from the main part of the lane, as opposed to inside the neutrals. That Furbolg, though, is just watching for any flank that comes around, losing all over the top, just hits Jakiro a little bit more. And this is just taking so long. They're trying to bring down the Ursa, which they should be able to do as well. So there goes their little sentry on the side. They've got to try and get around behind if they want to get this tower. They need to bring down one of these heroes while they're still there. And now that SF's actually moved back in towards the mid lane, they might try and push this now, knowing that the big carry is gone. And instantly the Scourge team realise it too. They're not in a position to actually fight this one. They'll lose a tier 1 tower from this point, unless they just go for the kills. Venomancer, all he does, pop off here, blast on top of it. TP support is going to come in. Alchemist gets a stun there on Venomancer, while Shen coming in from the top there. Illusory Orb comes right over the top as well, and we will actually see the Space Ranger. Ducky already taking a fall. Scourge will get pushed back here, and the Pugna Ward was not helping with the back of that one. Just blast him off. Shackle does come over the top, holding 2 of them in place. SF is still up for the moment. Baby Knight gets one over the top. Managed to claim double A, and will probably not claim a second one. Dread actually going down to the Sanya Bandit with a power shot right over the top, getting the retreating Venomancer. 6-4, 15 minutes into the game.
A player's forces are under attack.
By the way, guys, I do actually apologise for the lagginess. As I said, there's not a lot I can do about it, but it is a horrible thing to actually see. NS is going to get himself caught out right now. Puts a Frost over the top. There will be enough damage that comes out from Baby Knight to easily claim to the game. I was hoping for a little bit of free farm and levels there in the middle lane, but didn't come off with the goods. In the end, just dying there on the front lines. Way too squishy. Tried to go for a bit of a current, but that must have been only level 1 stun. So it wasn't long enough for the TP to finish. So Earnest Shadow is being saved up here for Jakiro. Winner on the bottom lane with the Planeswalker's Cloak as well as the Phase Boots. Deuce up to Ultimate Orb as well as Ring of Hell. So it is getting pretty close to that Lincoln Sphere right now. It's probably only another 1,000 gold if my maths are correct. Item has fallen out for SF, and with those kills, his BKB is completed on top of Trez. That's a 16-minute BKB. Pugner up there on the top, trying to get a little bit of stability for his team too. So we've got the buckler as well as the headdress, trying to get the mech up as fast as he can, farming up wherever he can, while Nino is still doing the same thing. His mech is already completed for him. SF heading towards the top lane, level 14. Pugner looking to fall back. Going to be too slow with Baby Knight right there to cut him off. Couple of blasts Razor, Magic Wand is going to keep him alive. Frost goes off as CM actually holds Baby Knight in place. Decrepify on top of himself, throws down the ward. CM drops the ulti as well to try and do as much damage as he can to Baby Knight, but there's not enough support to actually help him off on the back of that one. And Baby Knight walks away with a double kill, and will do it the old-fashioned way to kill off the ward. So Baby Knight with 2 does level up at 7 apiece, and that is 4, 5 very, very quick kills that just came out from Baby Knight, if you include the top battles as well as the easy gank on the CM. Deucer brings down the tower on the bottom lane, so G actually walks away with the last hit from that one, so that's going to complete his Lincoln Sphere with that money. He hasn't bought it up just yet, but it should actually be completed. Just needs that courier to fly on back again. So there she is, Lincoln Sphere recipe actually already purchased on it now, so it will actually fly itself out. More on the front line, Shen still trying to farm up inside the neutrals, keeping the levels up as high as they can. A haste room for Dread on the top lane, that's the 18-minute room. Puck will come up and bottle that one up. Puck did actually complete that Blink Dagger a couple of minutes ago, but he actually has that up, so look for the initiation to come from Puck for DTS at the moment. They want to try and stay on top of the brownie potatoes. They need to actually get that initiation off, catch a couple of heroes out of them, because at the moment, they're literally just getting caught out themselves. They're moving themselves into the lanes and go, you know what, this is kind of cool. We'll just jump ourselves in and, oh, hang on, no, we're completely in over our heads. There's 4 heroes here and they're ganking on me. So it's always ending up pretty badly for him. CM actually coming up right now is going to spot Sunny farming up inside the neutrals, and they should be able to bring him down. This is what I was talking about. Get the initiation off, Plague Wards off, the Decrepify. Is there enough damage to bring down Sunny? Actually dropping down the ulti to make sure, and there goes Sunny with a 4-man gank up there on the top, and now they'll finally push and bring down this tier 1 tower. It's the last tier 1 tower standing up on the map. Oh no, it's not. There's actually a full health tier 1 tower on the bottom lane where Deucer has not left the entire game. As I say that, we spot her in mid lane. So she has a 19-minute Lincoln Sphere up now. Obviously negates every spell. 20-second cooldown on the back of that guy too. I say negates every spell. Negates a spell, then 20 seconds cooldown. Negates another spell. Roshan attempt now coming through with the top lane being pushed. Might have been a point this time when DTS go. You kill Roshan, we take your tier 2 as well as your tier 1. Happy with that trade. There will be mass TPs. Oh, actually, no. SF doesn't have a TP on top of him right now. Got the extra slot more than likely for the Aegis. The more Roshan actually does get killed, and Shadow Fiend does pick it up. And this top tower will go down. There won't be enough support coming through. Jakiro's on the way. Alchemist as well. There's a lot of damage coming through. That blast damaging off the tower. Now the TP support coming in from green. Won't be fast enough just yet. Or will it? Look for the Shackle. Shackle, Pugna Ward actually there. Gets a little bit off the Windrunner. And Windrunner will actually die here with the Warring Shift off. Venomancer pops off his ulti too. Alchemist cops the back of that one. Will be forced back. There was the stun that came out from Alchemist holding Venomancer back from doing any more damage. But there is a lot of Sentinel heroes up here on the top lane. And now they are down a Windrunner. Pugna Ward still up too. That's a level 4 ward, so it burns even more life every single spell you use. And now it's the time for DTS to try and push on this tower if they can. Waiting for their own creep wave to actually come up. Spot Shen, gets the Park ulti. Venomancer Ward up on the high ground, keeping vision as well as the damage. And there goes Nino. So Light making their own work on here on the top lane, and will actually demolish the rest of Nino's forces here. Venomancer, easy to try and stay on top there, throws a ward in front, even though the tower will kill it pretty easily. It is enough to keep that slow continuously on top of that creep. Wards going down next to the tower too, so the tower will actually start to attack those wards before anything, being the lowest HP thing around. And there goes the tower, Double A picks that one up, and there goes the top 2 towers, as well as a triple TP. Triple TP comes out the second they spot SF. They're oh hell no, and jump themselves back out again. So 21 minutes and 19 seconds into the game, it is a 10-7 in favour of DTS. As far as the towers go, you've actually got to say that DTS are actually in front. We've still got their tier 2 tower, well, 2 tier 2 towers up at full HP. In fact, one being invulnerable until this tier 1 tower does go down. Even then, it's only been hit maybe 2-3 times. 1244 HP off 1300. So Earn is completed on Jakiro at the moment. Windrunner moving himself around towards the top lane. Shen will be in support. Still no more items up on top of Shen. Done a couple of times, so as far as item building goes up, I don't think it's been going his way. The courier goes back. There's nothing on top of him. You got Bandit with a Ring of Regeneration sitting inside his power, inside his circle of power. Alchemist with that Vanguard up, so and 3,300 gold. He is not far off completing his Radiance right now, and then every single push power that the Sentinel has gets, well, I wouldn't say every single bit, but most of it gets counter straight back up. Good to see Pugna completing that mech as well as an ultimate orb up for him. He wants to get that Gwinsu off, give that a little bit of extra disable towards the DTS side. They need that to try and shut down that SF during the big battles, because SF does have that BKB. So no stuns will work on him. Keep your eyes open for that one. Venomancer, that's firing what he can. Hood of Defiance completed on top of him right now. Wants to try and live through these battles. Of course, Hood of Defiance does, well, magic resistance it gives you. So it helps you out a hell of a lot when you're getting raised by SF. A lot of Venomancers have been pretty defensive these days. So they actually go Hood of Defiance if there's an SF or big magic dealer on the field. And then grab up with the Vanguard. If not, go the other way around. And then go for any damage dealing items. If not, just go straight for support after that point. I've seen a couple of Aghanim Scepters as well. I believe it reduces the cooldown by 30 seconds, 20 seconds on the ulti, which is pretty half decent. SF with the BKB now wants to go for a bit more initiation and push style. Yasha is up, so that will complete it into the Manta style from Baby Knight. Top still being pushed out at the moment. Shen going back up. As I say, being pushed out. It's actually just a neutral cast being farmed out. Light's having a great old time. He's got himself an old orb as well as a Void Stone, 500 gold too. So actually that Gwinsu is not far off. I say about 2,000 gold, not far off, but still 2,000 gold. With the Blink Dagger on top of him, he is doing very, very well for a puck. So there'll be a double Hex, which will be completed eventually, depending how Pugna actually goes. He's still farming up a fair amount too. Will be a double Gwinsu on the back of the Sentinel side. SF wants to come back in again. Popped off one raise, just a bit of a harassment. With that DD rune sitting inside his bottle too. No one wants to really get on top of that action. Not unless they're very, very confident. But he has to pop that off sometime sooner, or else he has to walk all the way back to base to regen his mana. In fact, he has actually now popped off that DD rune. And will use the rest of the magic bottle charges to get himself back on top with his mana. Puck coming in towards the mid lane. So CM rallying up there. Venomancer still farming up those columns. Keep on double checking on him. He's like, ancient neutrals? Yeah, we're going to find the Venomancer over there. Alchemist actually having a go here at Deucer. In fact, 3 heroes having a go at Deucer. Deucer is running pretty low on I say pretty low on mana. Even then decides to pop off a Mystic Snake to do a little bit more damage towards the hero lines. CM pushing up the mid there with Pugna. Got to be careful not to actually get ganked around the corner. Shen coming in. Puck going to come over the top as well. So they are putting a lot of pressure on the tier 2 tower. Double damage rune is up. Baby Knight going to come in now. One hit, doesn't do a lot of damage to that SF, even though he does actually have a DD rune on the back of him right now. A couple of raises now, that does a crap load of damage to Light. But a couple of bottle charges later, and he will be back into his normal fighting self. Alchemist with a Sacred Relic up. Blast. Illusionary Orb. There goes that wave over the mid. Mech pops off too, gives everyone a little bit more life for a second. 2,100 gold on top of Pugna too. They really want this tower, mainly for the money. Deuce is still pushing pressure on that bottom lane. Alchemist is trying to actually hold it for the moment, but he cannot go solo against Deuce. Deuce will keep that pressure on. As now SF keeps the pressure on top of CM. Pops off the magic wand charges, wants to try and get himself back out of here. But SF is still on the run here. Gets himself slowed down there. Venomancer is just holding him back right now. Dragging the breath coming from the top there. Holding Light out of place while he phase shifts out of the attacks. But we do actually see Sanya Bandit. That is Santa. Yeah, the last hit there on Light. So the Puck getting taken out in the high ground. One high razor. Skirr still pushing out, and Deuce is going to fall himself back right now. Yasha completed on Deucer. Shen got to be careful. If that Mystic Snake actually bounces off the rest of his creeps, then he'll be in trouble. Knowing that, pops off the mech, gives himself a bit of life. Courier keeping vision up here right now. Windrunner blocking off the Deucer. Wants to give SF a bit of time. Got to be careful not to fight in the high ground. CM is around, but he's on very, very low HP. Does not want to come anywhere near this. Stone Gaze actually goes off, and G just trying to slow them down here. But Windrunner does have that amazing ability of speed, obviously being called the Windrunner. Pugna has dropped the ward on the high ground, and then is instantly just like, crap, I can't raise it here. If I do, I'm going to lose all my life. So they turn around, kill off the ward, and that buys time for G to actually escape. One Pugna ward saves the day. But 26 to 14, 10 to 8. Tier 2 towers being defended for the moment. Radiant should be done, in fact is done. On top of Alchemist. So still pushing them all out right now. Back towards the bottom lane. Might even try and claim this tier 1 tower for the first time tonight. Windrunner moving down. There's the TP support coming through. So Pugner will actually move himself into the trees. Who will be actually got around? Venomancer. Just farming up the wolves for the moment. Another TP coming down. Our big man in blue will be doing that one. So CM coming in towards the mix. Puck going to come from around the backside right now and run straight into SF. He's got a illusionary orb and phase shift himself out of trouble. SF coming through. I saw a CM ulti go off for just a moment. That's because Alchemist has already dived it with Jakiro. And there goes the Venomancer ulti. That should be actually enough damage to claim the Chemical Raged Alchemist, who actually pops himself straight out of the Puck ulti to try to hold him in place. The balance of the battle is actually shifted into multiple areas right now, with Puck dying on the high ground. SF still goes through, and Venomancer keeps the pressure on the retreating Alchemist. Radiant's burn damage being more than enough to try and hold them back. In comes the magic stun. Baby Knight trying to fall himself back there. Deucer on the front lines. Pulled himself in. G, worst possible time to actually lag up right now. It's 11-11, 28 minutes exactly into this game. And he lagged before. We're going to lag again. Keep a very, very close eye if this can actually keep going. 11 apiece. We'll check out the CS score as well. It's actually happening. 134 for 18 for Alchemist. Not surprising considering he's already got the Radiance. Pause comes out from NS instantly. And so we'll save the game during the middle of the pause. Just in case something goes wrong. So G, go and stop the torrents, dude. Stop the torrents. So there's the resume. So every player is there. SF pops the ulti, wants to go for Deucer. Deucer actually manages to bring down the SF, but luckily he does actually have the Aegis immortal, so he does keep himself alive right now. AAA got caught out in the middle of a shackle shot. Tier 1 tower is still up, so it will do a little bit of damage if they do come in close enough, but it won't come in close enough because Baby Knight managed to get the Razor off, which does get the last hit over the top. Baby Knight wants to keep the pressure on right now. There is a Deucer to kill. Deucer, though, can hold that bottom tower as long as he possibly wants. Just pops off a Mystic Snake and everything is hunky-dory. Actually pops one off, and there goes a split shot with the Manta actually being completed as well. Even easier to hold on to that bottom lane by himself. And now we will see the Scourge team fall back. They realise pushing this would be okay, but the amount of time Deuce would waste, the TP support would come in, and it would be not worth actually sticking around. That Mrs. A actually going to bounce in towards Shen, who tried to move into the sides there. Split shot still going off. It was focus fire. He might have actually brought down Nino just then, but another Mystic Snake will actually bounce off. Will it be enough? No, it won't, because there's also the mech on the back of him. And he will manage to actually escape. But Deucer is actually chasing him down right now. 100 HP. And Deucer has literally walked the breadth of the map. Or the width of the map. No, it's breadth. Try and bring him down. And does get it with one last Mystic Snake. Venomancer comes in from the backside as well. Looks like Nino goes down. But it's actually G that gets the last hit there with the Mana Style that has actually popped off. And that is 2 quick kills here coming out for DTS. So Brownie Potato is actually in a little bit of trouble right now, with now support coming in towards the middle lane. Care Alchemist, he's going to move himself back from that tier 2 tower. He can't get the deny on it, and G gets the last hit in the back one too. He's got more money than God right now. Alchemist popping off the Chemical Rage. Is there a stun popping off just yet? No, there's not. Mystic Snake will bounce off first though, and just tag the SF, moved himself to the side so it didn't bounce off and damage the Alchemist, taking it for the team. G on the front line, just tanking it up as much as he possibly can. Manta pops off from SF, but one CM Nova literally negates that Manta, taking so much damage from that one. SF does have his Manta as well as his BKB up, just needs a little bit more life behind him. Obviously the Manta images do take a hell of a lot more damage than your regular unit. Puck now though, Invis is up. He will actually go for a go and go for a go. Ulti goes off on top of Alchemist, trying to hold him in place. Venomancer pops off his too. SF has popped the BKB. Should be able to bring that double A, but maybe not. He does manage to get himself decrepified off, but not long enough. Now finally, Baby Knight does get a Razor on top of his head. They have lost Dread too, so our Venomancer has died as CM drops the ulti right on top of Windrunner, and Sandman forced to fall back. 14-14 is where we're currently sitting. But we did actually lose Sunny during that engagement too. Windrunner pulled itself a power shot, couple of Razors too, demolishes off that creep wave. Both teams with a massive capability of literally just turtling it up. The ability to massive damage a creep wave, so no push can actually come up. It's got to have your team in the right position at the right time. It's 14-14, only 14-14, so over 30 minutes into this game. A lot of farm on the back of Deucer right now. I'd love to see something like a Radiance on Deucer. If not, just go up to the 3300, get that Eagle Horn, get yourself a Butterfly and just do pure damage instead of just sticking around doing Radiance burn damage. They might need it though, just for the fact that Alchemist is going to actually outpush them with that Radiance damage, and the longer the battle goes, the more the Alchemist will have a bit of fun. But then again, Alchemist needs to try and get himself tanked up a hell of a lot more. Jakiro is going to get caught out right now, drops off a Sentry Ward, Warring Rift goes off, so no abilities will be popping up for him. Windrunner comes through, Shackle Shot pops off, Tusa is hanging around right now. We're going to look for the Mystic Snake to bounce off Baby Knight for the rest of the heroes right now. Light's in a lot of trouble, he is caught in the middle of a flame, but luckily that's why he has himself a Blink Dagger, and now Baby Knight forced to fall back right now. Mystic Snake flying over the top, Nino still trying to fall himself back right now. See him harassing from the side. Deucer has already popped off the Manta Style, and now Puck on the back of a Haste Rune wants to come up. He doesn't have that Gwynsu finish just yet, so he can't get the Hex on the back of the Windrunner. Now getting damaged as well, going to face himself out of that one as fast as he could. The 5 heroes for DTS there on the front lines, ready to push through the tier 3 tower. Probably not going to get in there with all the Scourge heroes up, so they'll know that one and try and fall themselves back here. Looks like Alchemist with Plate Mail going to go up. He's going to try and complete that Assault Cuirass as fast as he possibly can. And DTS taking the most of the time while the Scourge are on the back foot to have a crack at Roshan. Obviously, Deuce are able to actually tank up every single bit of damage that's done, and he has gone Eaglehorn. So Eaglehorn will complete that into a Butterfly and get, so we'll have the Quarterstaff and the Talisman of Evasion come out pretty soon after. Puck Illusory Orbing over the top does manage to spot off Baby Knight. As we do also see Alchemist getting himself caught out. Ice Wall comes up here from Jakiro. He's still taking a lot of damage. Venomancer Oldie will be more than enough to finish off Jakiro, even though he's falling back. Maybe not Mech Charge as well as Wands, will be more than enough to keep him alive, actually. While Baby Knight claims NS's life. Puck Illusory Orbing over the top now. Wants to try and stay on top of Baby Knight, but he gets frosted by Jakiro once again. But phase shifting himself out of trouble and Blink Daggering himself right out in the nick of time. As Chen tries to get on top. And Windrunner falling himself back to where the tier 2 tower used to be. A lot of damage already on top of Light, and once again, Illusionary Orbing and phase shifting himself around, and Windrunner will go down with G claiming the last life on him. A lot of support was coming out from Dread, playing as what we've seen many, many times before. Now Venomancer, 15 to 16, going back in again to try and finish off this Roshan. Will the Scourge try and stop him? Baby Knight is on the way. Stun comes off there on G. That's basically from the big fist of Roshan swinging down top of his head. As Razor pops off, actually helping out the Sentinel, who wants to try and bring down Roshan. But looks like the Sentinel not quite happy. DTS is like, yeah, I don't know if we can actually finish off Roshan right now. So they decide not to do it. And once again, Nino's Courier working overtime as a scout. CM, Dusa, Veno, all ready to have a go now. Scourge could get themselves got out of position. Actually, they've got 5 heroes from here ready to go, and Alchemist is going to come in from the high ground. They can't see up that high though, DTS. They need to get up on the vision right now. Roshan does go down by the Scourge, and now we have an Aegis Immortal on the back of the Shadow Fiend who'll try and fight this battle off here. Dread goes down, so Venomancer takes a fall. Baby Knight still pumping off whatever damage he possibly can. Getting frosted out there. CM, good aura, a good oldie actually going off, doing a lot of damage to the Scourge, but it's not going to be enough. Nino claims another one, so 3 down for the Sentinel side, and Light getting himself caught out, losing all himself up, will have to actually jaunt himself in towards the trees, and TP is on cooldown. Blink Dagger is only just going to come off wearing as well. And Pugner actually spots off Baby Knight, drops down the Netherwood right next to him, trying to hold him in place right now. Puck will not go for this one. Alchemist and Windrunner being in the neighbourhood. He wants to get himself out of trouble as fast as he can. In fact, having to go in towards the Scourge side of things to try and stay on top. Actually thinking about having a go, and could have almost done so as well, at the Twin-Headed Dragon Jakiro. But not able to actually get the hit off in the end. 15 to 19 is where we sit. Next time we do this, Tobi Wan tests the lag for the host on himself. Plate Mail and High Persona is currently up for the Alchemist, so not long off actually completing his final item, or what will probably be his final item for the game, which will be the Assault Cuirass. After that point, I'll probably just be saving up for buybacks. This is 6.9C still, so there's nothing much he can do about that one. So 6.9C, so there is actually no 4-minute cooldown on the buyback. And for Mooseman, who is just tuning in, he says, "Hey dude," to me. I can't read the rest of his message. I'm guessing he's referring to the fact the stream is spiking a hell of a lot. Just a public service announcement from myself. I'm literally just lagging to the host. That's the only thing that's actually causing this to happen. My net is absolutely fine on this end, so yeah, something else is going wrong on the other end. Shadow Fiend Eaglehorn is currently up, so he'll actually look to complete his Butterfly up pretty damn soon. Put a Defiance on top of the Windrunner. Puck running around, still hasn't completed that Gwynsu up. Ultimate Orb as well as Void Stone has been up on him for a very, very long time now. Pugna running around. He's completed his Gwynsu at 36 minutes as well on top of his mech. SF ready to push down this mid lane. Still tier 2 towers up all across the board. Light just trying to farm whatever he possibly can. Both teams very standoffish this game. It's not as though they've been going, oh cool, let's initiate, which they might be doing up here on the top lane on Pugna if he's not too careful. Windrunner is invis and will easily be able to get this shackle off, and SF will be able to do the rest of it. So AA will die right now. In fact, even then, Shadow Fiend had an invis rooting up his sleeve. Oh, it's like ghosting. It's absolute ghosting right now. Pugna will die up here on the top. In comes the SF. Razor goes off. He's going to try and TP, yeah, but Shackle comes through, and they waited for that perfectly. SF can deal enough damage. They knew he would try and TP out that one and didn't want to bank on themselves having enough damage to pop straight out there after he tried to TP. If he managed to actually survive the, obviously we're talking about the Shackle shot. So in the end, just try and bait him out there with the SF. He thought he could TP himself out, and then the Shackle shot did the rest. Looks like we should lose a tier 1 tower in the bottom lane too. Scourge destroying that one while Deuce is trying to hold on to it. He is now caught inside his trees, so split shot will be required to try and actually open himself up here. CM drops the ulti all the way down the back corner. Oh, they're fighting inside the trees. Venomous does pop his ulti off here. NS does take a fall as well. Puck ulti trying to stay on top of it right now, and wow, Alchemist, he is still only a basic of HP, and that will disappear. One down for the Scourge. It was only the Alchemist, but it will probably be a second one here with the blink goes up. Warring Rift as well. And Windrunner coming in at the right time to get on top of Light. Light does actually get the Illusionary Orb out, bringing down the Space Ranger, so bringing down Ducky, but at the expense of his own life, with Santa claiming the life on him. Deucer just trying to tank off everything until SF comes in, realizing it's over his head, and even then Shen pops an ability off from the side too. And Windrunner right on the tail of Deucer, who actually has a Brilliant Aura, so he is actually regenning mana, but is now completely out. They can do the damage with the shield being down, and that is it. In fact, even Sanya coming over the top there and getting the last hit there too. So Windrunner claims the last hit, and that is 3 heroes down for the Sentinel side. And we will see a push coming out from both the teams, but we will see another save game too, just in case something goes horrendously wrong. We are 38 minutes into it. I think it's been about 10 minutes since our last save game. Of course, this is a best of 1, so it all comes down to who actually manages to win this game. So why both teams don't want to really make any mistakes. Both the lineups are pretty solid in themselves, and a lot of the lineups are basically continuing on winning that battle and then getting the push through. And they can push nice and hard, but they've got to win that battle first. They've got to get the odds in their favour. So a team down, that would be pretty much odds in their favour. And both of these teams will have enough pushing power. They can go straight through the tier 2 and into the tier 3 and racks in the space. So probably 45 seconds if they have that opening. Windrunner now completed up her pipe, which has been in the works for a while too. Windrunner only with phase boost as well as the pipe. So not having a fantastic game, but still not a horrendous game. Jakiro did complete the urn as well. Treads is on the way with the Belt of Giant Strength as well as the boots. Just needs the gloves to complete it. 200 gold from doing that one. Looks like counter warning coming out. Actually, is there even a sentry ward there? No, there's not. Venomance actually has a jam up on top of himself too now. Baby Knight getting spotted moving through the river. Those wards up on the higher ground just being a bit of a nuisance. Puck free farming that bottom lane. His Gwynsu is now completed as well as 1200 gold on top of him. So 17 to 23. By the way, guys, letting you know too, there will be a Shoutcast of MYM versus Shift, and at which point we will be testing the host spot before that actually happens with myself. So it's not too horrendous like this. So Pugna in charge of defending that tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Shadow Fiend heading back up towards the Ancient Neutrals. Butterfly is completed on top of him now, so 40 minutes Butterfly, BKB as well as Manta. Regen Rune, Treads as well as a Wand. The Wand will probably be replaced for something a little bit later on. Assault Cuirass has to be completed on top of Alchemist, Vanguard as well as Radiance. Hopefully complete that Ring of Basilius into something. It's almost at the point too where the regen and the mana, it's all going to come naturally from the heroes. That Ring of Basilius won't do a massive amount for them. So you might see that even just popped off after a little while with 2200 gold. That's possible. Yeah, and might even bring up a Vlad's, why not? Venomancer actually up with a chainmail on top of him, so I don't know if he's actually planning on trying to get Assault Cuirass up as well. I doubt it. considering he won't be able to farm up enough money to actually do that with, well, they shouldn't put that much money on top of Venomancer at this point of the game. He's more of a support hero, so maybe just using that extra armor to keep himself alive. It is the 7.4 plus armor on top of it, so 14 in total. Love that little maneuver, just show a lot of heroes there in the middle lane, say, yeah, we're going to go for this one, and then rotate themselves down. Wards going up, just above the bottom rune. I say wards, this is actually a ward, different type of ward. A Venomancer Plague Ward. Doesn't last as long. I think it's a 20-second time life on that guy. So it's not a beautiful, beautiful ward. Not as good as the 4-minute wards you can actually get from the shop. But considering all it costs is mana and you get 20 seconds vision of that bottom area, I think it's worth it. SF there into the middle lane. 1,300 gold on top of him. 2,500 now on top of the Alchemist as well. Shen still trying to farm up. Mech and Ultimate Orb on top of him. So 17-23. How are we actually going for neutral kills in the moment? Shen with 55. Baby Knight's got more neutral kills than he actually does right now. Also going to have a bit of initiate here on the middle lane. We know they're just farming up in that mid, and the Scourge will push this. I think they've had enough. No, they're going to fall back. No, cool. Awesome. We'll go back to CS scores then. 7-23 right now. And 288 for 32 on the back of Duce. She is really farmed up. That is a big mistake. That's Duce and a Morphling. They're the two heroes you never want to see that much farm up on because it's going to be so hard to push against them. Alchemist has 229 for 19. As far as close to farm him, Baby Knight will be as close. The 46 neutral kills does put him almost on top. Just about 5 kills behind there from Baby Knight. So as far as farm actually goes, Baby Knight as well as Alchemist are the two big ones for the Scourge side, and Duce literally does the rest of it. Puck has actually got a hell of a lot of farm on top of him. To actually complete a Gwynsu and Blink Dagger, it is 42 minutes into it, but to have 2,200 gold left up the sleeve. Alchemist going to TP himself out. Blink comes over the top. There goes the stun from the ulti, and will hold him in place for just a moment and allow the rest of his team to come in. He's already used his TP scroll. Venomancer pops the ulti too. They try and bring down Alchemist, so it brings in them an opening so they can push through this top. Holding in place with the Frost Cone. It's taken a lot. There's even CM drops the ulti to try and bring him down, and Ez actually dies. Sunny bringing him down with a ship, and then Alchemist, as I said, saving money for the buyback, does actually do so. Medusa on the front line pops off the Manta. Will now do a lot of damage to Shakira, who should go down very, very early as Venomancer trying to do whatever he can from the backside. Puck goes over the top while SF pops off his ulti. Light goes down already. Baby Knight managed to claim him on the back of the power of the ulti. And there goes Dusa. So close. Copped the brunt of the most of that one. Puck had been caught by the shackle shot as well. Everything was working for the Sentinel side during that gank. It took him too long to get him though. Baby Knight claims 1 on the side. In fact, claims 3 in total. Baby Knight with a triple kill. 3,000 gold. And now the push will easily come through the top side. A big, big battle that did not want to go the other way of DTS, but did so. And now Brownie Potato is going to be very, very happy with the position they're currently in. Alchemist. It took him way too long to bring down Alchemist just then. It was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, try and kill me. And the rest of the team almost walked from their base to actually go through. And then he bought back, so he's going to just push back the lanes anyway. So now the pressure's going to come through. That's, as I said, that about maybe 5-10 minutes to go. Once you bring down that team, you can push yourself through. You have enough power to push for the tier 2 as well as the tier 3 as well as get the racks if you have that 30-second gap. It's exactly what they've got. The melee racks will go down. The range racks will also take a fall from this one. And looks like Sentinel don't want to stop there. They're going to rotate themselves in towards the mid lane where Alchemist pushed it through. The tier 3 tower will go down the mid and say goodbye to the rest of the racks. Even though the Sentinel team is coming back up again though, there is still so much damage being pumped out by the Scourge side. They can't stop that. Double racks goes. Scourge don't want to overextend because they know the same thing could happen to them if they decide if the Sentinel actually get a big on top of it. And in the end, they will fall themselves back. So 19 to 28, 45 minutes is just literally where this game has hit the point of this is GG or epic comeback status. It's the only way that can actually happen. Looks like DTS, I think they know Roshan's going to happen. Oh, this could actually be the best point for DTS to try and come on top and until the Centaurs. Oh, no. They actually thought that was Shen's army for just a moment, but they're too small to be Shen's army. as Roshan will actually take a fall right now. DTS are moving fast. They want to try and bring him down, but Roshan is already dead before they arrive. Pugna being forced up and towards the high ground. I think they're just trying to split up the Scourge team right now, but they will fight this one. In comes Baby Knight, pops off the ulti on top of the back of the BKB, but there's no one around to actually take the damage off the back of this one. Even Puck phase shifted through it. Alchemist moving himself up into the high ground. Medusa Snake still bouncing around. Venomancer ulti goes off as well. Going to try and fight from the high. They should be able to bring down SF during this point, but the Aegis Immortal is on top of him, so he won't be too concerned. Stun on the back of Dusa. If Dusa dies here, this is GG. DTS actually managed to bring down Nino, but they're still trying to attack Baby Knight in the back. Venomancer takes the fall as well, with Dread taking the fall. He is the Venomancer. Baby Knight was the one that got the kill. Dusa still having a go. Alchemist is right on the front lines. Alchemist actually almost dead, but the Radiance Burn might even be enough to actually finish this one off. Pugna goes for a bit of a half drain, but Puck over the top isn't going to be enough. There goes the two of them. It is in fact GG from the DTS side. Venomancer leaves the game, and that is the end of your Farm4Fame game. The first one of the night. We do actually have NYM versus Shift coming up later, the battle of the Danish superstars. But as far as that happened, it was that one battle on top, that last big push that came through. At the end, the kill score was only 20 to 33, and most of that happened in the second last team fight, and that fight that just happened outside the Roshan pit. So it was pretty even both ways, but both teams didn't want to make that move. DTS in the end thought, you know what, we can do this. And once again, like I said during the drafting stage, Alchemist is so hard not to ban. He's just one of those heroes that can tank an entire team while he's burning you with Radiance. It's just like, it's very, very hard. And the amount of time it took to actually bring him down. And it wasn't because the Sentinel weren't trying. They were spamming off as many abilities as they almost had just then, while still trying to save enough of the Ultimates to push the lanes back and then take on the rest of the other four heroes. But Alchemist took so long to bring down that it just didn't work from the end. And even then, Alchemist brought back, pushed down the middle lane, and that was why they actually got the double racks in the end. They came down through the top lane, and then thought, you know what? Alchemist pushed in the middle, let's rotate ourselves around. The crit waves there in time, the T2 tower was brought down, and that equals GGG. So DTS, a little bit more to think about. Dusa was definitely the glimmering hope. It was just bad luck on the engagement, or not really bad luck, it was just an Alchemist getting too farmed up, which is so hard to stop anyway. So congratulations to, well, they used to be known as LOST.eu, they did lose their sponsor, and now they're known as the Browning Potatoes. They do walk away with this win here, so congratulations to the boys. And for everyone on the live stream, I'll look into hopefully making sure the stream doesn't lag on the next one, but we will be hopefully having a fantastic broadcast coming up for NYM versus Shift, coming up in, I think it's about 40 minutes time, so I'll catch you then.